Redman is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. And we are celebrating our legends right here, Jersey, baby. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media. Jersey, you know I love you. Jersey, you know we got bars and we got music and we got legends all day. And if you believe in Jersey and you love Jersey like I do, support that Heritage Hip Hop on all social media platforms. This is Redman and I approve this message.
Peace, peace. Salute to everybody out there. This is Karev at Heritage Hip Hop. And welcome to the Mic Council. We talk about issues that not only affect the hip hop community at large, but we talk about things that affect us outside of music, society, culture, religion, such and such. And today's topic is real pivotal because I see it more and more and it disgusts me. And this is not to come down on the culture or to come down on you. No, it's just something I want you to think about. And I've seen it talked about on other platforms, but I wanted to bring it to my audience. I want to know, do people love music anymore? Do we really cherish the music that we listen to? Are we really caring for how music is presented? Are we caring how music is given? Do we care how we intake our music? This is something I really want you to think about because ever since the cell phone and streaming services came into play, music is such a commodity that is cheapened, and people don't think about music as being special anymore. Think about how Wu-Tang had an album that we're not going to be able to consume, but it was sold for millions of dollars, and none of us are going to be able to hear it. That's crazy, don't you think? That we can't. There's albums from maybe your favorite group that comes out, and you can't consume it. It has a release date that's 80 years away, and most of us will be dead and gone before we get to hear it. I don't know, man. That's crazy to me. So I want to know. I want to have a throwback session today. I don't want to go as far back as 8 tracks, and I didn't really play vinyl. And I don't want to talk about the CD era. This is part 1. I want to know about when did your love for music start? And I'm going to expose some of my love. And I'm going to take you back in time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who may not know of this era, there was a time when cell phones did not exist. And there was a time when music was seen as the epitome. Like have an album or to know a celebrity was like mind blowing. So in New Jersey, that's why when Tretch and Naughty by Nature and folks was around, every time you see them, it was like, because they weren't so common that you saw them everywhere you went. I mean, I remember being on Scotland Road and Argyle Avenue, I think it's Argyle, sitting for the 92 bus, South Orange, New Jersey. And I remember KG, legendary legend producer of Naughty by Nature, rolled by in the car. He stopped at the light. He gave me that look. And I was like, oh, shit, that's KG. And then KG rolled off. That was amazing. Because it's like you saw, it's like, I ain't gonna say like you saw God, but it's like seeing a myth be confirmed in front of your face. I remember being downtown and Vinny from Naughty by Nature came out the store. Was like, what up, fellas? And we was like, oh, shit's Vin Rock. And Vinny got in the car. He said, all right, y'all, check out the store. Check out that new Naughty album coming out. You know what I'm saying? We got some good stuff coming. Y'all be all right. And then he rolled off in the car. People saw a red man going downtown. Dr. J shopping downtown Newark. Like, man, that was like, it was amazing. In the hood, we had our hood hip hop legends like Double O. Shout out to Double O. And if you know Double O, he's on Doc's name. He's the one that said, "What if I put your bitch ass in the head like a fall with you?" Shout out to my man Bless McFly. He was like, "Yo, there go Double O right there," and I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "Double O right there, right there," and I was like, "All right, cool, Double O." And then when it hit me, like, "Oh shit, that's Double O." It's like, and he was sitting in the chair right in front of Dr. J's, and he was was hustling and shit, and it was just like, yo, these are our heroes. And to be in the music industry back then was a big, big deal because everybody didn't just put music out. Everything just wasn't made. There were people out there who bust their ass to get to the studio, and when they were elected to be in this elite group, it meant something to see them, interact with them, be a part of them. Because nowadays, everybody rap, and singing is so dead that we don't even give homage to the R&B singers like we used to. So I want to take this time to say we need to really get back to the love of the music, but how? Because when you look at podcasts, like right now, we have so many podcasts talking about BS and hurtful things that the beats, the rhymes, the techniques, the lines, all that stuff just barely gets talked about. For instance, as of today, today is, let me see, it's March 22nd, 12:52 a.m., right? Rest in peace to George Foreman. He's the legend boxer passed away. But we have more people talk about conspiracy theories and death more than anything else. Roy Ayers passed away. Roberta Flack passed away. The dude Jasper passed away. Caravan of Love, rest in peace. Dwayne Wiggins. We got, I say, Roberta Flack, Roy Ayers. We got Angie Stone, who passed away, and countless others. It's 12:52 in the morning. Can't go through them all. But we have people who passed away, and that's the conversation. Not saying that it shouldn't be. But then you have Yella Beezy and the death or murder of Mo3, or you have Big U and the speculation of him and Nipsey and Whack 100. You have Vlad TV and certain people's crimes being put up in Art of Dialogue, and I'm talking about Pac and Biggie's murder. And I'm not shitting on any of their platforms because you have a right to talk about what you want to talk about. But when it comes to hip hop, why are we so focused on the negatives instead of what made us fall in love with the music in the first place? See, that's what I've been trying to do with Heritage Hip Hop. Some people say my page ain't popping because I don't got the right numbers. Look at the bottom, y'all. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, please. My numbers reflect who I reach, and I hope to reach more people and hopefully reach you, and we connect to the point where you want to share me with others. But back to the point. I mean, who talks about these rhymes anymore? Who talks about loving the art anymore? Who really gives a damn about the people, the production, and the way the art was put together? What it means? Who is it for? How do we preserve it? How do we appreciate it? How it makes you feel, and not just a hot topic that makes conversation. See, heritage hip hop was not built on hot topics, so that's why you don't see me talk about Remy Ma and Papoose. No disrespect. That's why you don't hear me talk about murder. No disrespect to anybody, and blessings upon all people that are affected, the family of the victim and the person who did whatever. I don't talk about any of that stuff. I don't talk about Diddy. I don't talk about that type of things. I would talk about it if I had somebody to talk with, but that wouldn't be the point of my show or platform. The point is to celebrate our people. If you see the picture over there, it says, do people love music anymore?" You see a little boy, he's sitting around vinyl. For me, I didn't have vinyl. I had cassettes. You know, And I wanted to bring some of my cassettes on to really show you the love that was shown by people at one time that love music. Boys and girls and young folks who will watch this if it's shared with you or when it is shared with you, may God bless you, first of all. Y'all have cell phones. So when you have a cell phone, you can go to Spotify, Apple, Tidal, Amazon Music, wherever it is, Pandora, whatever it is that you listen to music, right? And when you go there, all you gotta do is type up a name and the catalog could be there, right? I want to show y'all something. This is a Fuji tape. As you see, it has no names on it. It has no words. It has a plastic piece of here for dubbing. And for those of you who don't know what dubbing is, it's a copy. You make a copy, you make a dub of whatever you hear on the radio, whatever. And I had a friend or my brother, somebody, and they had BDP, Sex and Violence. And I couldn't afford that album at the time. I have it now. But I couldn't afford it at the time. So you know what my friend did? I gave my friend this tape. And he put some pardon me. Sorry, 12 something at night or in the morning. But he put some tissue in it and turned my tape into an album. And that's how I got to listen to BDP, Sex and Violence. One of my favorite BDP songs, Duck. It's on here, Duck Down. Karis one and Freddie Fox, aka Bumpy Knuckles, right here. This was gold when you didn't have an album and you can get yourself on a blank tape and you can sit down after giving your friend a blank tape and they can dub an album for you, front to back. And you can listen to this. And this made the $2 or $3 that you spent on your music, on a blank tape, meaningful because you got some quality music. Now, it didn't sound as good as the original because it's a dub, it's a copy. But this is gold because you were able to listen to the album that you wanted and you could not afford or could not get. And speaking of that, because we didn't have cell phones, shout out to my man Simply Put, who we talk about this when we talk on the phone. When you had chores to do or work around the house, you got an allowance. Your parents would give you allowance. You get nice to get doing $10, $20 or something, right? And there was times when you had to like take the bus to school, or that $10 to $20 was lunch money, and you skipped out on eating lunch to get a tape. Now CDs were like double, so CDs were like $15 to $20 when you bought CDs, right? But there were certain things that or ways that you found to get music, and you had to make sacrifices to get your music. You didn't just put your phone on every Friday or whatever, or Tuesday, and well, music came out on Tuesdays back then, right? Tuesdays, and now they come out on Fridays. But you didn't just take your phone out and just get all the music right there. You actually sacrificed to get music. So there was times when you didn't eat lunch every day, or you didn't eat lunch for the week because you was biting your money to buy albums. And I just wanted to show y'all some of the albums and some of the songs and things like that. One of my favorite groups of all time, M.O.P. These were singles, y'all. For those of y'all who don't know, all albums, we didn't always get them. We had singles. And this is M.O.P. Dead and Gone and Stick to Your Guns. This is their second album that this came from. That's Billy Danze, and that's Lil Fame at the top. Shout out to Fame and Dance. Yep. Singles, which had one song, maybe two. You got the song and the instrumental, right? And this was really like a $2.99, $1.99 thing. But then you had the $5 singles. Remember what I told you? $5, $10, or $20 for your lunch. Y'all know what this is? That's Nas. And this is the It Ain't Hard to Tell single. And you know, one of the best parts of looking at singles and albums was when you took this out, the liner, and you can read who did the beats, where it was recorded, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, I was excited not only to listen to the song in anticipation of an album that did not even drop yet, but to be able to get some information on the artists that you were connecting yourself with because of the sacrifice it took to get their music. Let's continue, though. Then you found some groups that people really didn't know about. No, people may not have heard of, or artists that caught your eye. And me, I'm a hip hop head, y'all. So I already showed you the blank tapes that I would go and put this in the tape deck and listen to the radio. And I would listen to what was it? BLS, Kiss, Hot 97, wherever I could find. It was a pirate station, 88.8. I think I forgot, yo. I forgot the name of that station. It was 90.3 or something. I forgot on the radio. And you would just sit and hit the record button. People older than me had Mr. Magic. I wasn't into Mr. Magic. I was too young for that. But when we had Marley Marl and DJ Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out and all them on the radio, like Flex was just starting, you had these and you would put them in and hit the record button on your tape deck, and you would catch singles and stuff, and you would have this in your Walkman that had these tapes, and you put them in, and you would take them to school, and you would share these tapes with your friends. These tapes were gold. This was like this was your reputation right here. This was the early playlist right here. People just put their songs and anything. This was it right here. When you would put things together, man, let me tell you something. When you would record the freestyles on the radio, if y'all go on YouTube right now, you look at Stretcher and Bobito, mixed tapes, y'all, of Ron G, Kid Capri. Oh man, DJ Lazy K, shout out to Lazy K. I mean, these were the things that moved us, made music amazing. I want to show y'all some things. LL Cool J, Bad. No rapper could rap quite like I can. I take a muscle bound man and put his head in this. Man, look, this was my introduction to LL Cool J. And this right here, this tape, man, oh man, that ain't even bad. That's LL Cool J bigger and deafer. See? That's crazy. So I got mixed albums up in here, but I have them. But this was the beginning of something special for me when I would invest my money into finding music. Another part of finding great music and that sacrifice being well fed is finding songs and being introduced to songs that maybe many people didn't hear or didn't know of. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If it wasn't for Video Music Box, there's a lot of music I would have never heard. Like MOP. People didn't play MOP on the radio. So there's so many good songs that I heard that I had to invest in to build my music library. I'm gonna show you one. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds TV, by the way. Because Doggy Diamonds talked about producers. And he talked about this single right here about a woman who eventually joined the Wu-Tang family. Her name is Entice. She had a song called Hush Hush Tip. This song had Method Man on it, right? And it's produced by Fourth Disciple. So this is early Wu-Tang production right here. Entice, Hush Hush Tip, Method Man on the hook, right? If you liked hip hop, you was in the women's voices and stuff, you got some early right. I found groups that I wanted to learn about. How many of y'all remember the Troubleneck Brothers? I wanted their album so bad and I never found it, you know? And Back to the Hip Hop is one of the songs that really made impact on me because it was about people who were like me. They heard hip hop, they seen hip hop, they wanted more. And as they groomed into it, it made them want to just learn more about the culture and be into the culture. Backspins and raps in school and beatboxing and banging on lockers. That's what they talked about. It kind of reminds me of another song that I loved called the Way Back by the Artifacts on their first album, Between the Rock and the Hard Place. People talked about how it used to be or what got them into the music, how they loved it and how it's changed. And it seems like that's where we're going today because we have music without drums and we have all these different types of music now. And now that we have podcasts and media going on, we see and hear more people complain about the music or don't even talk about it at all, talk about scandal and things of that nature to the point where it seems like the music has taken such a back seat that we feel people don't even appreciate the music anymore. Shout out to the Troubleneck Brothers and Ralph McDaniels one more time because I never, ever, ever, ever would have found this if it wasn't for Ralph McDaniels. But we ain't only here for that. What about those albums, those hard hitting albums that you love? Man, listen, yo. When I tell you I loved hip hop, I ain't even gonna show you all the stuff I bought. 'Cause I bought compilation albums. I bought any and everything I could find to hear new beats, new rhymes, because I was a fiend for it, right? I found some of my favorite groups. And I'm gonna show you one, two, three, four, six of my favorite albums. One of them I don't have a cover for. If you could read this, this says Helter Skelter Nocturnal. And one of my favorite songs is Let the Brains Blow. And that was I think it's song number 2 on this A side. A side, B side, y'all. For those who didn't know, we ain't let stuff play straight through. We had to flip the tape over. Early Sean Price when he was Ruck. Shout out to Rockness Monster. Rock got his own Monster Nation thing going on. But let me tell you something. This album helped me appreciate that 2-man duo group. People had EPMD and all that. Listen, Helter Skelter opened me up. That was down to great music. Pause. Great music. And I like the flow. Now, Sean Price wasn't, well, Ruck isn't the Sean Price we love today. But if you really was a Sean Price fan or you like Boot Camp Click or something, that right there was special. You know? How many of y'all know about N.W.A. and the Posse? See early Dr. Dre, Easy, Ren. Let me see. Where Cube at? That's Cube right there. Arabian Prince and all these folks. That's DOC and all of them. Yeah, y'all know NWA with the black and the silver on, right? The Raiders caps. Look at this one. That's NWA and the Posse. This is one of the first prints with the red joint on it. See that? Because it came out different ways. This was Ruthless Priority. Look at this. Y'all saw the NWA movie, right? The Boys in the Hood. Yeah, the remix was on Straight Outta Compton, but that's the original one right there. 8 Ball had a remix. Look at this. That's Ice Cube right there. You heard this on his solo album when he was remixing that. Panic Zone with some party dance joint. LA is the place. Dope man. Look, man. I know about NWA before Straight Outta Compton. You know what I'm saying? I found this and I bought it. I think this is the first edition. I think the other one has black on it, but look at that. Look how there was no sticker then. It was a long, it was explicit joint to tell you that it had some cussing on there, right? Well, let's talk about something deeper. How about music when music had a down period and you wanted to get yourself a pick me up? How many of y'all got this Warren G cassette? Regulate the G Funk era. But like this is the album that saved Def Jam. When Def Jam was going corny, Warren G, Regulate, Nate Dogg. Warren G did not sign with Death Row. He got signed by Def Jam, Russell Simmons and them. Here you go. Warren G with Regulate. See that? Classic. This is a must have if you love hip hop, period. But if you're a West Coast head and you don't got this, there's a problem. Warren G, Regulate. My favorite one A, one B is hard for me to say because Public Enemy is my favorite hip hop group in my early years. But as I matured, let me tell you something. Once again, thank you to DJ Ralph McDaniels. Y'all see this? Into the Wu-Tang. Now Wu-Tang is going on their final tour this year. But look at that. I got the original Wu-Tang cassette. And you know how dope it was? Because Protect Your Neck came out, right? And you ain't know who the hell, what is a Wu-Tang Clan? There's no hooks on the song. They rap straight through. Their Method Man came out, and then you heard Mystery of Chex Boxing. And it's like 9 of these dudes. Was it 9 at the time? Maybe was it 9? Because I know Capadonna wasn't a full member of the group yet, and I don't think Master Killer was either. But man, you would get the album. And look, you would unfold the album, and there's the MCs right there. Right? Ghostface. Who is this? Oh, Dirty, RZA, Jizza, Spectre Deck, Ray. So you don't even get all of them right there, right? And then look, you had the Wu-Tang symbol, and you had the shout outs. And then here, look, you had the mentions and the shout outs of who did the tracks and who produced and all that, and how they was giving people respect. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the original Wu family. This was the name of people Wu-Tang shouted out as part of their clique and people who they respected. Ebony, Shaquani Nasia, Pamika, Lounging Low, the 160, Ray, Do Lives. Yo, there's mad people on here, yo. Let's Brighton Posse. Like, yo, this was fire. Back in the day where you could just open up a cassette and you could read who was part of the squad. Wu-Tang and Boot Camp were neck and neck like the top squads on the East Coast back then. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk for the West because, the Bay and Texas, even Texas had their own thing, and you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. This, man, I'm telling you this. I remember the week I saw Protect Your Neck was on Ralph McDaniels Video Music Box. And when I saw Protect Your Neck, I was like, what is that? I bought the cassette single. It was all white with a book on it in black, Protect Your Neck, and had a book and a sword. And then this came out, changed my life. Now, keeping it real, I want to highlight 2 more albums before I go into the rest of my conversation. I have the original Blueprint. That was the blue tape. Some punk ass bitch broke into my car and stole my purple tape. So I had the Raekwon purple tape, and it was stolen from me. If anybody knows where I can get a purple tape, please let me know. Y'all can send this to Ray. Shout out to Raekwon Hastoria, downtown North Broad Street. Somebody stole my purple tape, and I never got another purple tape again. But there were special tapes that came out with colors. Tapes with yellow, clear, black, that gray that you saw with the LL, and you saw, the blue and the purple. What about red tapes? Do I have any red tapes? I'm gonna show you the first red tape I ever bought. Do you know what it is? If you know me, you know what it is. Do you know what it is? I don't think you know what it is. The first red tape I ever bought is this. Y'all know who Illegal is? Molly G, Jamal and Malik. They went to war with Crisscross. The red tape, Rowdy Records, the red tape. Back in the days when I was a teenager, I was a badass. Had a gut, what you wanted, had a gut. Boy, these were the first kids that rapped in hip hop that was cussing like grown men. Jamal and Malik, Lil Hershey Lope, y'all know from the West Coast, was snooping them. Naughty by Nature and the Dog Pal. And I mean, look, y'all. Like I said, you can open the tape, get the shout outs. Rest in peace to Lisa LaFar Lopez, who helped bring them out. Dallas Austin, Eric Sermon. Like I said, man, Hilltown to Long Beach. Yo, Illegal will rock on and on. It don't stop. I mean, this was crazy when it came out. And this red tape, to me, is one of the most special things I ever had as a youngster. Still in good condition, see? Illegal. The red tape. That red tape changed my life. Then I had another red tape that I had to buy 3 times. One was stolen from me on a bus by another bitch from Jersey. Whatever. Second one, someone broke into my car. And this one somebody had bought for me. And you know what this one is. My favorite rapper. You ever heard me say it's my GOAT? It's that Red Man. It's the album he hates. But this is There's a Dark Side. Yeah, I still got my original tapes. And as you see, they're in good condition. And man, I could tell you when this album came out and Mumford and Man, when him and Meth finally, they first put them together, and man, look at this. This is the red that Red Man doesn't like. And that's cool. Maybe he went through some things in his life. You always hear him talk about healing. Maybe he went through some things in his life and something that he don't want to focus on. So I'm not gonna put this on camera too long. But this album changed how I heard how lyrics were being put together. It ain't Nas, it ain't Jay-Z, it's Reggie Noble. God damn it. And this album, this red album right here, changed how I heard lyrics. And I think, y'all, go back to my original point. There's a time when you had to sacrifice your lunch money, or you had to sacrifice your allowance, or you had to penny pinch for stuff to get on the bus. There was no chicken wings after school. You had 25-cent chips to hold you down for the week. You had like a bag for 2 days or something. In little bags, you had it for 2 days because you wanted to buy an album. That was it. And for y'all who know, come on, y'all had a favorite record store y'all went to. Some people went to Sam Goody if they had money. Some people went to FYE if they had money. I went to the Mom and Pops. Shout out to Crazy Rhythms. Bloomfield Avenue, Montclair, New Jersey. Used to get out of school and go to the tape store, the record store, and get tapes and music for my enjoyment. These things that you just seen. Man, let me tell you something, Sam Goody and all that. Going to listen to the music before you could hear it. Man, those were the days when you really had to sacrifice, really do your best to find good music. Because music wasn't just readily at your hands. So, you know how people, especially Southern hip hop today, it seems to be so grafted that people just talk about the South and the South, this, South, this, South, that. Well, hip hop back then was so regional that if someone brought you something from the South, it was so weird that either you liked it or you didn't like it. It was a hit and miss, just like from the West Coast. We were more in tune to the West Coast. We saw the movie. But you didn't hear Master P and stuff like that. You didn't hear 8 Ball, MJG, and UGK unless you were plugged in or somebody exposed you to it. Shout out to everybody who brought that music around so we could hear it. My first time hearing 8 Ball and MJG was on Rhyme and Reason soundtrack. Reason to Rhyme, dope song. My first time hearing UGK was on a soundtrack. I think it was Murder Was the Case, Pocket Full of Stones remix. And I was like, what the hell is this? Different. Ghetto Boys, Mr. Scarface, tapes. People buying tapes. And we had to actually read the liner notes to know what was going on. I wanted to show you this tonight because that's how my love of music started. It was music videos and everything, but it wasn't until I had to spend my own money. Missing lunch, missing snack, getting on the bus hungry. Like, and let me tell you, man, let me tell you how whack my high school was. I went to Immaculate Conception High School in Montclair, New Jersey. Say what you want, I don't care. That's where I went. And I remember my boy, shout out to like my man, like I said, my man Simply Put. Let me tell you, Simp. Me and Simp, Biggie Smalls got killed. Shout out to Notorious B.I.G. and the passing of his mother, R.I.P. Ms. Violetta Wallace. But the Notorious B.I.G. was killed. He was killed before his album came out. Matter of fact, let me see. When did Life After Death by Notorious B.I.G. get released? March 25th, 1997. 16 days after that man died, which is still an earth-shattering thing for me because I didn't know Big, but I loved that man's music. If he did pass away, between him and Redman, those would have been my favorite rappers of all time. And Nas, those are my top 3 at the time. Let me tell you something. My school was so whack that we couldn't leave the school to at lunchtime. We couldn't go get lunch and come back. We couldn't do nothing. My school was trash, yo. Shout out to my class because we really made the school live and they hated my class, but whatever. But let me tell you something. School was trash, man. You know what? The albums came out Tuesdays at 12 o'clock at Crazy Rhythm, Montclair, New Jersey. And one of my favorite memories with one of my best friends is this. It was like, yo, that Biggie album coming out. We got to go get it. We got it because it's going to sell out. People going to want it. And when we asked the guy a couple days before, if not the day before, that Monday or that Friday, we was like, yo, what time you going to start selling the album? He's like, Tuesday at 12 o'clock. I was like, all right, we'll be here. Hold one for us. He was like, first come, first serve, man. But I'll do my best. So me and my man was like, look, lunchtime, let's get somebody to watch the door. We gonna run up the block and around the corner. We gonna buy that Big, and we gonna come back. And that's when, like because Biggie album was coming out, yo, I saved like 2 or 3 weeks worth of allowance money, chore money, doing whatever I could to get money. Man, that was a double CD. So that was like $32, I think. So 1 week of chores for $10 or $20 a week, that wasn't gonna get you shit. So I really had to really save some money up and really count my pennies, right? So I remember lunchtime came. It was going around the school. We was like, yo, we're gonna go get that Big. We're gonna get that Big album. And people was giving us orders like, all right, get one for me, get one for me. And I mean, yo, I didn't have the double tape. I had a double CD at the time. Let me tell you something. We ran quick as hell to go get that that album. We got back into school. And people was like, oh, y'all got it, y'all did it. And we celebrated because getting that album meant the world to us. Because number 1, we love Big. Number 2, our man's died. Number 3, we loved the music so much that we had to have it. And number 4, it felt good to own your music and have a piece of it exclusive to you so you could listen to it whenever you wanted to. It was special to you. Man, let me tell you something, yo. Man, that Biggie album was amazing. And I I don't know, man. It was just dope to have that album, that one album that meant the world. You feel me? Like that album was incredible to us. It made it sad too, because that's the last thing we knew we would hear of Big in his earthly form. You know? Yeah, we got Victory and all that afterwards, but that album, I remember that day. Because I remember when we came back to school, like I said, with the Immaculate Conception. So one of the gym teacher we had thought we was like we had drugs on us. So he kept watching us and wanted to follow us to see what we had in our bags and stuff. And man, we locked that shit away and wouldn't let nobody fuck with us. We had that big and Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death was the shit for us. Music was so important to us back in the day that we remember where we were when we heard it, what we had to do to buy it and to own it. That music meant so much to us that now music is just so easily given and taken for granted that everybody rhymes. Music videos aren't special anymore because you don't buy it. You just, it's whatever. And then when somebody wants you to buy the music, you look at them like they're aliens because your music is so free and you don't care. It's hurtful to know that something that you could love can be destroyed at the drop of a dime because now the artist, the industry, the people, the heritage, the culture has been so defrauded by this one thing right here. And it's not just this. It's streaming ain't really a bad thing, but streaming is a bad thing at the same time. It's good that people can be heard. It's good that your music has outreach and outlets and for people to hear you. Like back in the day in the 80s, and what I understand, pardon me, a lot of people didn't get signed. Then when the 90s came and people was getting signed crazy, you heard more people who sound like people and things like that. But the access to the music wasn't as free. Now, the music access is so free that people don't care to really cherish it. Maybe there was people out there that was so nice that Run DMC maybe may have gotten forgotten. Maybe there's legends, like I know there's legends in New Jersey that if they got their deals, it would have made some more noise. We'll talk about that on another episode of Heritage Hip Hop in the Mike Council. But man, I mean, loving the music was paramount because that's what made the music stand for something. Come on, yo! Like when it comes to music, you can remember. Some people remember the song that they had their first kiss to. Some people remember the song they had their best sex to. Some people remembers the songs that opened their hearts up to love or to heartache, and even a breakup, a funeral, a dance, a life event. Shit. I just talked to somebody who said they were 1 years old when 9/11 happened. And I remember being in school and watching that shit happen. And I remember the music that was going on. And even I remember G Unit making songs about 9/11. 50 Cent said the planes went to the building, now the price of coke went up. Like, I've heard all that. But there's songs that we have that can highlight to us a feeling, a memory of something that went on in our lives. And for us to get there, we had to invest and really be in tune to what was given, what was out, and what it meant to us personally. Do people love music anymore? Do people care when their songs come out? Because through playlisting and through people just willingly able just to get music like it's nothing, I don't think we truly respect the art anymore and what we do. Besides bitch and moan about what kind of music there is, people just throw music to the side. Now people talk about anything. They rap about whatever. You got artists that make music that they don't even want their children to listen to, but people are well playing this stuff like it's nothing. But if you had to buy that music, would you get it? The biggest consumers of music aren't even our people. And now that it's free and it's everywhere, do we really hold our art in high regard, or is it just something that we just do because it's just there? I ask y'all, when y'all look at these podcasts, what are y'all really looking at? Are you really looking for the scandal? Are y'all drama queens, or do you care for the art? If you follow Heritage Hip Hop, we'll talk about topics, but I care for the art and I care about you. And I hate the fact that people tell me that a lot of people out here, the artists or these people, they love what I do, but they're scared to talk to me because they don't feel intelligent enough. Well, my stuff is too smart, which means you're not smart. I hate when people say that. We are all capable of building and being great because that's how God made us. And I'll open up these doors, and this mic right here is open to anybody who wants to tell their story and share their story in Heritage Hip Hop. But you gotta love yourself and love what you do. And that's the hardest thing about being an artist. It's the hardest and most bravest thing to do is to put your vulnerability and your talent out there for people to critique you without even knowing you. So my thing is I want you to come in and tell your story so people can know you, relate to you, and want to hear you. That's why I open this thing up for me. Do people really love this music? Let me tell you, I'm gonna show you one more time. These are 2 albums that changed my life. Wu-Tang Into the 36 Chambers, Redman There's a Dark Side. I showed you Illegal. I showed you the blue. I didn't show you the blueprint, but Warren G. I showed y'all my non-single Ain't Hard to Tell. When I first heard it Ain't Hard to Tell, I was going crazy. My first Nas song I ever heard, in the song, not verse, my first Nas song I ever heard was Halftime in the Zebrahead soundtrack. I never saw that single. When I saw It Ain't Hard to Tell, I rushed to get that because I knew I was going to connect with somebody special who could put words together. And that's what I mean. Right now, people just look at videos and they look for the fattest ass, the biggest titties, murder, or something that just goes viral to get everybody's attention to be dope instead of connections, lessons, listening. And I'm not saying everybody does it, so I support the people out there who have websites and blogs and reaction videos and podcasts that care for the music enough to want to talk about it. You got other platforms that give people flowers to show their greatness. Salute to you. You got other people out there in barbershops talking about issues and how things is or was. Salute to you. Here, we talk to the fans. We talk to the artists, independent and veterans. We talk to you because not only do we love music, we give a damn about you and we love your story. We would love to hear it. So if you like this episode of the Mike Council, please subscribe to heritagehiphop.com. If you're watching this video, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and share the video. If you'd like to donate to this platform and help make it bigger, you can cash us at $Heritage Hip Hop. Visit heritagehiphop.com for the blogs. For merch, check out tpublic.com/heritage hip hop. Let's see if I got that down here. I don't, but you got our merch store for t-shirts. If you want a hat or a scarf or something, hit me. You can hit me on Instagram. You see it right here at Heritage Hip Hop. You can DM me and we could talk. At the end of the day, I want everybody to know hip hop, and not just hip hop, all music is important. And it talks to our culture, it talks to our fabric as a people, and it talks to us when it comes to who we are, where we are in history, and what we represent. May the Most High bless you all. Please own your music and love your music and do what it takes to own and show the love of your music, because if you don't, it will be erased, and these feelings, like the ones I'm sharing with you, they won't be established and they won't mean nothing. Because at least we have, at least I have something physical to show you that brings them back those memories and not just fading moments that can be forgotten at any time. The physical attachment that I have to these things makes it all worthwhile when I play it. I'm able to play it and I rejoice in hearing it. God bless everybody out there tonight. May the Most High bless you. Peace. And I'm out.
Real hip hop. Real